Philly is on fucking top.
I just think like Philly and just the surrounding area, it's just, you know, punk isn't dead.
In Philly scene.
That's a really special part about Philadelphia.
Out comes some aqua. What's up, everyone? I'm Tony, owner of Global Rock Underground, and your host for Live from the Underground. Over the next year, I'll be traveling across North America in my van, Big Bertha, to document some of the best music scenes around. This series focuses on the artists, venues, show promoters, booking coordinators, other creatives, and just the overall community that brings each scene to life. I'm simply just acting as the microphone and camera to capture what is already happening. But along the way, you'll get to see some of the lessons and obstacles I have to overcome. I've never filmed a documentary series before, and I don't think there's any amount of planning that could prepare me for something like this. So I'm just going for it. I bought the van, built it out to live in, and hit the road. Buckle up and join me on this wild adventure. First up, my home scene, Philadelphia, where it all started. In late 2019, I had just moved in with a punk band off Aramingo and Lehigh Ave. We made our Philly debut at Kung Fu Necktie, and the next week, every music venue shut down due to the pandemic. Up to that point, I had dedicated my life to playing drums in bands. I never thought there would be a time when that could be taken away, not just from me, but from everyone. That was the moment I realized I needed to be a part of the music world in a different way, not only as a musician, but by helping other musicians. That's how Philly Rock Underground was born. Fast forward, and it became what you know today as Global Rock Underground. So it's only right to kick off this documentary series with Philadelphia, the nation's first capital while Washington, D.C. was under construction. Home of legendary artists, diehard sports fans, the cheesesteak, the hoagie, Rocky Balboa, Independence Hall where the Declaration of Independence was signed, the Liberty Bell, and a city that became a focal point for the Black Power movement in the 60s and 70s. Going back in time, Philly gave us artists like the OJs, Jim Croce, Chubby Checker, the Stylistics, the Delphonics, the Hooters, Hall & Oates, Robert Hazard and the Heroes, Joan Jett, the Mandrake Memorial, Cinderella, and one of the first all-black punk bands, Pure Hell, who formed in 1974. Fast forward a bit, and Philly continued producing icons. We got the Dead Milkmen, the Menzingers, Ink and Dagger, Dr. Fucking Dog, Circus Survive, Hop Along, The War on Drugs, and Kurt Vile. Coming out of the scene now, Philly's best, Mannequin Pussy, Alex G, Tagabo, aka They Are Gutting a Body of Water, Sheer Mag, Sweet Pill, Spirit of the Beehive, Pissed Jeans, Soul Glow, Knife Play.
There's like honestly just too many. There's too many good bands.
Pine Barrens.
Yeah, I feel like Friend. They are underrated. They should have more listeners. They should be taking over the world.
Shy
Godwin, Nysa, Red King,
Bristol
Mikey
Tooth.
Mayo, Bristol Tooth, Wallace Tonight,
Disaster Artist,
the Angies,
Slop Tart, Candy Necklace. There's so many.
Latchkey Kids.
Attack Dog.
I mean, like all my friends' bands, like I work with Snoozer a lot. Like those guys are the ones that I started this place with.
Sun Oregon.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Golden Apples. The list goes on.
Shit, one of my favorite fucking bands from Philly is Cigarettes for Breakfast.
Pale Shade, Flat Waves, Bleary Eyed,
Catbite sold, who is now the Bank.
Halloween.
8.
Yeah.
I'm homies with Wax Jaw. I'm homies with so many people. I'm homies with Astro Alloy. I'm homies with Best Bear.
Definitely, there's a lot going on, for sure.
There's a lot of punk happening in Philly right now. Honestly, Philly, I feel like outside of Philly is known as like the shoegaze capital of the East Coast, and honestly of like the whole country. Like Tagabo is kind of, you know, paving the way, but like there are a ton of shoegaze bills, ton of shoegaze bands that are really fucking sick.
People are a little intimidated by the Philly scene because it's like kind of hard to originally break into it, right? But like the second you do, you're just a part of it. Like when people come from like the suburbs or something and they're down at a show and like, hey, like I might move to the city soon and I want to start a band. Like, what should I do? Go to shows. It's the answer every time. You want to be involved in the community, be in the community. You know, if you go to a show and you're standing outside smoking a cigarette, you'll overhear somebody being like, I'm trying to start a band and I'm missing a bassist. You know, it's like borderline every single show will have that interaction. So the best way to get involved is to get to the gig. But get to the gig because we have something really, really special here. We kind of always have. And there's some people that really care about this community. And I don't know, it's the thing that I revolve most of my life around, and I'm very happy with its current state.
And it's also like, it feels, you know, from my perspective, like a really diverse scene. Like you get to see people from all different walks of life. There's a ton of queer people involved, trans people, people of color. Like it really feels like there's kind of a space for everyone right now in the Philly scene.
Honestly, the scene is so welcoming. That's one of the things I think I really like about it, is that everybody like in Philly wants you to succeed and wants to get people on bills. I feel like, at least from my perspective, it like right when we got here, when we wanted to start, it's happened right away. It just took us a bit to get the courage to be like, okay, let's play shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just feels like a big small town where everybody knows each other and will, you know, jump each other's car or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, you know, lend them a cup of sugar. Or
And we'll definitely be sharing drummers.
Yeah, we'll definitely, lending your drummers out.
There's still not enough of those.
I feel like there's always a show happening and people are always like hyped to pull out, which is really cool.
Now, for the venues.
It's cool because Philly has like amazing big venues, amazing middle ground venues, and awesome DIY spots. So it's got like everything for everyone, and I think that's a really special part about Philadelphia, is that like you can go see a huge show, have a great time, and then you could go the next day to a basement and it's going to be a great show, you know.
I think my favorite venue is probably Johnny Brenda's.
1, 2, 3.
Johnny Brenda's. Johnny Brenda's.
Definitely Ortlieb's. Philomoka. Philomoka.
I guess right now Ortlieb's, but I would still say Ortlieb's. I was just thinking because I was like, yo, if you were asking me like 3 months ago, I would say, yo, you gotta go to Dan. Well, still, you gotta go to Cousin Danny's. Straight up legendary punk DIY spot.
I always just tell people to go to Yuki Club. That's one of my favorites.
I would say that. It's got a good, like, classic VH, you know, VFW Hall sort of vibe, which I grew up on big time. Like, every small town has one of those and has kids that throw shows, so I was just always going to those. And now I feel like we have a version of that in Philly, and it's cool.
Yeah, obviously the church is the ground zero, First Unitarian Church.
UT rocks for a bigger venue.
Here's some words from important people that really tied together the music scene and community in Philadelphia.
I mean, honestly, I think just check out 4333 Collective's schedule and just see what's going down. They book like 90% of the DIY shows in Philly at this point.
Essentially just creating as many opportunities as possible for as many bands as we possibly can. Like this month we have 35 shows. I have 16 this week alone. I had 5 shows in a day yesterday. So, you know, that's like about 100 to 120 sets. So that's 120 bands. So, you know, sometimes there's repeats in a month because, you know, it's how it goes here. But we have created this system, this like machine to some regard that can be self-sustaining and funnel as much money and resources to the scene and the bands involved as possible. So in terms of like 43's growth, I think we've never stopped growing, right? But the way we've been growing has always just been us figuring out as we go along. So the direction we're going in is just making sure that this ship that we're on that is going very, very fast does not fall apart. And the farther out we can go, the more, you know, we can map, I guess, if that works as a metaphor. But what I'd like to see on just a bare like physical sense of like what we are as a company is sort of my goal of the past 2 years of essentially creating a pipeline for bands. Because for a really long time in Philly, there was the basements, your random bar or two, and then like the church. So there was no middle ground for people to grow. And, you know, a lot of that has to do with Philly's liquor laws and how, you know, bars have very specific rules, and you can't have like all ages shows at a place that serves alcohol unless there's like a floor that is 3 feet separated. It's just, you know, weird old Quaker rules that are still around. So like we now have access to small rooms, like 100 cap rooms, 200 cap, 300 cap, 400 cap, but then we also have access to all the big rooms. The crew of most of these major venues, even the ones run by AG and Live Nation, are largely like people that were in bands back when I was, you know, in my basement or something. So we have an inn at places like Union Transfer, Franklin Music Hall or whatever, but then we also still have an inn at like Ortlieb's and like basement spots. So theoretically, if all goes according to plan, 43 will effectively just be a ladder for bands to climb. A way for them to get from the basements to the biggest stages they can possibly fit, and we will help them in any way we can along the way. A lot of the times, the bands that play our shows, it's the first time they've seen like a real formal advance before, or like a settlement sheet. So when a band sees that for the first time, I can like teach them, be like, all right, cool, like this is what you need to look for. Like this is how you make a stage plot. It's super easy. You can draw stick figures, it doesn't matter, but it'll make the sound tech's job easier, and then your show will go better. Or, you know, here's a settlement sheet. This is like where the total ticket sales are. Like this is blah 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 and blah blah blah. This will be your cut. So like if they're on the road and they get hit with the settlement sheet and they're like, usually the venue or promoter is trying to screw people over on those, they'll know what to look for. So after that long-winded answer, I just want to be the pipeline and pool of resources for Philly bands to use to grow.
From R5, the people from Get Well, Maz, the people from 4333, the people from Dave Kiss, booking-wise. Photographers, there are too many to name that I am homies with. Vince comes to mind right off the bat. Shannon, Cece, there's a bunch of folks. Too much homies to name off the top of my head. Mole is a homie. Yeah, Eric, Jersey Wall, fucking icon.
Well, definitely, yeah, like Vince for sure. Like Vince from Abandon Everything Records is really like doing a lot for the scene and helping bands that probably wouldn't be able to put out records, put out their record, and it's really cool. Tony's another person that comes to mind, doing God's work out here, like
travel the country.
Yeah, exposure for so many bands. It's huge.
Don't make me cry. Here's some quick clips of artists coming out of the Philly scene right now.
Can you see me, or is it way too dark?
No, I can see you.
Oh
my God!
Yo, what's up, Tony?
What's up? There's something really special going on in Philly. The amount of talent that lives in Philadelphia is unreal. Might be initially hard to tap in, but once you're in, you are a part of the music scene. We're hustlers, we grind, we put in the work, we're the underdogs. We make shit happen. I miss and love you dearly.
It's the city of brotherly love, and I feel like all the bands love each other.
I've been across America. I've seen so many different scenes. I grew up in North Jersey, outside of New York City, and Philadelphia is hands down one of the most supportive communities in music I've ever been a part of. And like we were saying before, I never go to shows and I never see bands that I'm like, oh, I wasn't really into that. There's always great bands too on top of it, and it helps it feel a lot more special while we're here. And I think whatever's going on in Philadelphia right now, it's I don't know, it should be really celebrated, and I hope it lasts.
It's a little rough around the edges, but it's got a lot of heart.
Yeah, and the people are very just like straight to the point, you know, and like that's what I really appreciate.
Yeah, people don't fuck around.
Yeah,
but it's good. It's good vibes.
We're gonna be all right. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you a lot.
Fuck ICE, free Palestine, go Birds.
Go Birds.